Hi, Redeemer. Donovan here. Redeemer Cedar Rapids particularly. Hey, you're going to hear a lot more about this, and we're going to have chances to talk over the next couple months. But basically, I want to take a moment and share a building opportunity that has come across our lap from God. We've been talking with the elder team and the building committee for a few months about this and just trying to hammer out some details. But here's the basics of it. What you see behind me here is a facility that is owned by Youth for Christ. Youth for Christ is a ministry in town that reaches out to students 11 to 19 years old in the schools, and they've been in ministry here in the city for 60 years or so. But they just recently acquired this facility. They reached out to me, or I don't remember exactly how the contact was made, but we made contact because they had interest in sharing their facility with a church, because they don't do church on Sundays. They're not a church. They are partners to the church. And so they thought, wow, if we get a church in here, this would be a great opportunity to share space. And so obviously I was interested in that. Came and visited them. It says Trinity United Methodist on the sign there. That's the former church that was here that sold the facility to Youth for Christ. So I came and looked at the facility and knew right away it was too small. It's a good building, has a lot of good features. And we'll take a tour of it here together sometime soon. But the space that they envisioned being used for worship is just way too small. I mean, you could fit maybe 100 people in there, 120. We're already twice that size. So, but during that conversation, what happened was that Mark Moyer, who is the guy that leads Youth for Christ, was talking about the desire to build a gym right outside the facility in this plot of land. Because there used to be a building here, it was torn down after the flood. They own that plot of land. It's part of their property. And so, long story short, after some discussion, the idea became, well, what if Redeemer was to buy this plot of land here and build a gym/worship space, right? I've seen these all over the place. It's a gym/worship space with a stage and all that. Put some bathrooms in there and some storage. And then we could share space. Youth for Christ could use that for outreach ministry and things like that. And then we could use their facility. It actually is perfect for kids ministry. The second level you see up there is currently has a daycare in it, and they would continue to be there under this vision during the week. But it just has one big, huge wing full of great kids space. That could be a kids wing. And then the downstairs, when you come in, could be a foyer for us. So we're really excited about this opportunity. We think there's a lot that makes sense. There's a lot more we can talk about. And so I'll drop some key basics. Man, it's really windy out here. I hope you can hear this. But I'll drop some key basics. Number one, the obvious shared space issue here is unbelievable. I mean, we would basically have to pay to build 6,000 to 7,000 square feet of facility, but have access to 15. And so financially, strategically, that just makes a lot of sense. You're talking about, to build that extra 9,000, 10,000 square feet, which is what they have over there, would cost us between $1 and $2 million. So that's an obvious benefit. The other benefit is that because of the location, there's basically free parking. You have parking all around the facility on the street, and that's obvious. You could put 40, 50 cars, maybe 30 or 40 cars around that. There's a small parking lot in the back that might hold 20 cars or something. But right down the street, this is across the block from the police station. Many of you are familiar with this area. We sit in between Maranatha Church and Local Poor. And right by Local Poor, where the police station is, so it's literally right across the block, is parking. And it's parking that sits under the freeway. It's not going to be developed. It's free parking on Sundays. There are over 100 plus spots. I forget last time I counted them. But basically we have access to 150 plus places to park, and it's free. We don't have to build it. We don't have to maintain it. We don't have to plow it, that kind of thing. Here's a shot of that parking lot right behind the police station there. So that's another, I don't know, I've gotten some estimates, $750,000 to $1 million in savings. So financially, it just makes sense. There's a whole lot here. I want to share some vision later about not only how this helps what I'm calling magnify our worship, our Sunday morning experience with kids space and a dedicated worship space and a place to not have to be bounced around. You know, we've been in 4 different places already this year, but also how to magnify our mission. And I'll talk more about that later, but let me just say right now, I see a lot of opportunity for Youth for Christ, who is in the schools pioneering, reaching kids that don't know Jesus, reaching families that don't know Jesus, and really see a benefit for us to work together, for them to be helping us pioneer in the city, and for us to be helping them strengthen and build roots through a local church. And that's something they desire as well. So a lot more to talk about. Stay tuned for information. I wanted to drop this. You can talk to really any of the elders have been in on these conversations. So that would be Eric Hansen, Glenn Salzman, Joe Brinkman, Andy Stern, Brett Erickson, me, and Brent Bakken, who's one of our candidates, has been in on that. And also our current building committee, which is Vern Coates, John Booms, and Craig Rolson. So stay tuned for more info. Let's be talking and praying about this. And I'd like to soon schedule a site visit so we can come down here, look at this, do a Q&A, but also look inside the facility and things like that. All right. So excited, as always, trusting the Lord to open and close doors. But we see a lot of real positive potential with this. So feel free to reach out to me or any of the other team with any thoughts and questions. And let's see what the Lord does. See you later.